Boom, boom, this is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so we've got Bleach Immortal Souls on tap today. So they did an update a few days ago and they gave us a new event called Season Pass. Now this is going to run for 50, well I guess since it's been out for a few days, probably about 55 days would be my assumption. Basically this is just a way to get SSR character Yoriichi. She's not a bad character, but she's an SSR character, so take that for what it is. You really should be focusing on UR characters because you can get UR characters. They're not in any way blocked you from attaining them as long as you're doing draws and summons and building up your Soul Jade stash so that you can do summons, and you will get shards for the characters. By default, they give you those shards. But she's an SSR character. But if you're just starting out, or you want to get her because the way the game works, you need to have all the characters. Okay, I know that sounds weird, but you need to have all the characters, but you can't focus on all the characters. So you need to have all the characters, but you only want to bring them up so far. So you're going to need Yoriichi, primarily because she will complete one set under here. Most likely, you will see her in here somewhere, and she's probably in one of the sets in here. I don't see her off the top here, but she's in here somewhere. I know she is. I don't see her in here yet, which is interesting. I thought that they would have her in here, considering that she is offerable. But what happens is that you'll need to get her to complete bonds and whatnot. So the bonds are on your characters. Yeah, these are the bonds. So Yoriichi is going to be associated with some of the bonds. My assumption is she'll probably be associated with your horror. Yes, right here she is. So you'll need her if you want to have a shot at getting this warm-hearted, which is attack increases. That's actually pretty good. So a 15% attack increase. So you will need her to activate some of the things and to get to increase your capabilities and whatnot. But so you need to get all the characters. It's just that when you start getting to 17, story mode 17, it just really gets to the point where you need UR characters. So let's take a look at this. All right, so this is Season Pass. I'm already up to 8. I'm homing in on 9. The way you complete these is through the quests. You get 2 for each one of these. You get 2, 4, 6, 8, and you get 10 up here, and then you get 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here for a total of 40, which you can then apply to your Season Pass. This top part is free, the basic. Don't have to pay anything for that. But as you can see, you'll get 10 of her shards at every 10. So by the time you reach level 50, you will have her as a character. However, if you do purchase the $24.99 purchase price, which is what this is, $24.99, the Elite, you will get her immediately, and then you will start getting shards for her at every 10, enough to level up her star rate. So you can get her up to maybe a 4 or a 5, depending on how far you get to this. You can also purchase levels. So if I want to go up to level 9, I can just use 100 Soul Jade to go level. So I have no intention of building her up, even though I do like the character. But because she's not she's an SSR character, so just not, I've got URs for my team, so I don't need SSR characters. But I will get her and put the minimum amount in her needed to use her so that I can get initiative for my other characters. And I'm going to show you a little bit about initiative here, and what you need to focus on when you're initiative. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just get the 50 to get her. I'll go, of course, as far as I can, but if I don't get the 50 before the season ends, I will just use Soul Jade to get 250 so I can get all of the 50 shards needed. She's only 50 to make her and combine her so that I'll have the character. The reason you need to do this is because you need to focus on your initiative. Once you get to a certain point, you can't increase your favor anymore. Okay, like I can't increase his initiative anymore, because you have to have all 3 of the characters, and you have to get them to acquaintance. Once they get from acquaintance, as you can see, he's a stranger. Once I get him to acquaintance, I'll then be able to go back and start leveling up Ichigo again, increase his favor. Prime example is right here. Okay, I've got Jishiro as an acquaintance, and I've got him, as a friend, and because of that, I've got my Yamato all the way up to 105 initiative. Okay, so you have to keep. So basically, you need to have all three characters. Otherwise, you can't exceed your initiative past 67. Okay, so that's what you need to do. So I assume that I don't see her in here yet. Yeah, there she is, right there. So in other words, I will not be able to. I will be able to take my Urahara up to 67. I just got him yesterday. I think it was yesterday when I finally. You get UR shards for a character each time you draw. It starts off with Zangetsu. Once I got Zangetsu, I started to get Urahara shards. So they give you these characters, so you can get them just by doing Soul Jade summons. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able up Soifon. She's maxed, and as you can see, I can't do Soifon past 67 until I get these two up to acquaintance. Okay, so that's what I have to do. They got to get up to acquaintance. Once I get them to acquaintance, I can continue all three of them to acquaintance. But since I don't have Yurichi, I can't get her up to acquaintance because you have to own her. So there are several places where I am stuck on my acquaintance, which is extremely annoying. This one's really pissed me off right here, big time. It completely pissing me off because there's nobody there. Okay, I can't be waiting for them. I mean, I want to be putting my points into, especially Ichigo. He's one of my best characters. So why did you go? So, but we'll talk about that. So hopefully they'll come out with that character pretty soon, and then I'll try to get him. But yeah, so as you can see, you're limited in some slots as to what you can get. So that's what you need to focus on. So you need to get all the characters. Okay, my current team right now that I'm running is basically, Zenpachi, UR, Bakuya. Bakuya starts out in SSR, but once you complete his Spirit Relic, you can get him to UR. Zangetsu is a UR, Yamamoto is a UR, Ichigo is a UR. Ichigo is an SSR, but I'm almost finished with his Spirit Relic. Should have his Spirit Relic in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days, and then he'll be a UR as well. And I just got Urahara. I finished him up yesterday in the Soul Jade summons, so I've got him now. So I like the fact that he's a 4-star. Okay, the strongest character in the game right now seems to be White Ichigo. He hits a ton, crits for a ton. He's a beast. He's 3-starred, and he's got 31,000 power at 3 stars. Okay, Zenpachi, he's a 4. EQ is a 5. Zangetsu's a 5. When I get him to 5, he's probably going to be doing more than Kenpachi. The guy hits like a ton. As a matter of fact, he's the boss on 17.6, which I'm having trouble getting by right now because his first strike is a rage, and then his second one right after is another rage, and 2 rages, I'm dead. So I'm getting down to these low on health, but I'm not quite to the point where I can survive the second. I doubt very seriously if I'll be able to ever survive his second rage. So basically what I'm going to have to kill him is after his first rage. Nobody dies at the end of the first rage, but everybody's down. Pretty much all of them are down below half health. So unfortunately, I probably, about the fact that I've got him almost to the point where he's dying, I should be able to in in a week or two, after investing some of my Omni Shards, which I'm going to wait and see what's up next in terms, but then I'm probably just going to go ahead and crank Yamato up to 5 stars and then try to bring him up to 4 stars. I need about 20 more shards, and I'll be able to do that for both at the same time. And I'll bring those 2 up and see how that goes. And in the process, bringing up Urahara. I'll probably bring up Urahara, seeing how he does in terms One of the things I really like about him is the fact that you get Blood Shield, deals damage to a single enemy, but there's a 30% chance to silent a target for 1 round. Silence means they can't do their rage skill even if they have a full rage meter. And then second, has an 80% chance to increase damage reduction rate by 35% for 1 round. So this is going to greatly increase your survivability. And that's just one of his skills. The Shibari skill here deals damage to a column of enemies, but it has a chance to entangle. Okay, and it will decrease the crit strength of all enemies by 20% for 2 rounds. Okay, and entangle means they can't act, so they can't do a skill. And then you've got Spersicacious, and then you get 30% chance when his HP is below 35%, a random enemy is entangled. Okay, listen to that. There's a 30% chance he receives less damage. Okay, when his hit bow is below 35, a random enemy is entangled. So that means a random enemy, when his health gets below 35, somebody's gonna get entangled. Okay, and then his rage skill transforms all the bleeds on you and turns them into shields. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so bleeding is a very big part of this game. Just about everybody uses a bleed because Kenpachi bleeds. I think every one of my characters bleeds, to be honest. So he's going to take all those bleeds and turn them into shields. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And you get this when you get him. He's a 4-star. So I'm going to move him in, probably in place of Ichigo. And then I'll have to determine after I UR Ichigo whether or not it's behooving to move him back in or keep him out. So pretty soon my team's going to be, you know, because I'm going to move him into there. So he'll be replace Ichigo. Yeah, so, but that's just, you know, that's just amazing. And then after I get Ichigo up to UR and I've looked at his skills, you know, maybe he might end up replacing. I hear everybody tells me that Hyuga drops off at towards late game. That may be the case. I haven't seen it yet. And if it does, I can move Ichigo back into there because Ichigo just does a ton of damage on his rage skill. So yeah, so and he's got a pretty good passive as well too. So you know, maybe that, you know, that I'll have to just see when I get there. I'm not there yet. But yeah, so so that's where I'm at. But yeah, this new season pass, it's not for me. I'm to the point where I need UR characters, and UR characters are better. Okay, that's just the state of the game. If they were offering a UR character here, or if they were offering Omni Shards, I might have very well bought it. Okay, you know, I've already purchased the the growth plan. That's where I got all my Soul Jade at that I used to get my. I purchased this specifically because the Soul Box for Yamamoto came up, and then the Soul Box enabled me to get Yamamoto up to 4 stars from 3 stars, and I've got enough stars. I have enough Omni Shards right now. I can make him 5 if I wanted to, and then but second I got his I got Yujin Jaka. That's what I wanted. I got his weapon, his soul weapon. Okay, and I was able to, you know, so got it, and it's woken. Okay, so that's one of the reasons I did it. You know, the soul boxes, that was a soul box drop for him, was awesome. I said I need to get this. So you know, and I'd been looking into this for quite some time. I'd been looking at it. I'd been tempting me. It was like $19.99. I'm like, ooh, that's so much Soul Jade. And when that box come up, I'm like, oh, got me. So I just jumped on it. I had like 25,000 combined with what I had, and I was able to do that. So it was well worth the purchase. So if anybody wants to get some Soul Jade the next time just look under this growth plan. It's $19.99, and what you'll get is every time you get to a certain level, you get a bunch of Soul Jades. So it goes all the way back to the beginning. So when you purchase it, you'll be able to get all the Soul Jade you had back at the beginning, and you'll be able to pull that in, which is how I was able to get 25,000 Soul Jade. Okay, so that's what that is. So that was for me a good purchase. But yeah, I just didn't quite do this. If it had been a UR or Omni Shards, I probably would be giving it serious consideration. But since I'm not going to build Yurichi into any type of formidable opponent, if she was UR, I'd be jumping on it. But no, there's not. I'm satisfied with the team I've got. I know that it'll be a long time before I get Aizen, so I'm really not focused on Aizen. It takes a long time to get him. The only other character in here that I'm really considering to look at is is Iroquois, but that's just, it is what it is. Time comes, and we'll see. But yeah, right now I'm pretty stable with what I got. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to advance with this team. It's difficult though because I need to get past White Ichigo's double rages on 17.6 because I've got these two 3-starred, so I can get all the things on it. So, but can't quite get through to get to 17.8, so I can start getting soul stones, and I need these to bring my characters up to gold 1 right here. And I can't quite do that yet until I get to 17.8. But I'm having trouble at 17.6. As White Ichigo's the boss, he hits me with the rage, and it knocks me down a little bit below half, unfortunately. And then the second skill he does is rage again. He does one rage right after the other, and bam, you get killed. So he's very low in health. So I'm just, I've decided to go ahead and utilize. If I don't beat it, I'm focusing on him right now, getting him up, getting him ready, and I'll be bringing him in place of Ichigo, like I said, to mitigate the rage. I think once I've gotten him to gold and get him in there, I got a feeling I'll be able to get past the level. That's just what I'm thinking. The skill set he has is just flashes less damage, less damage, less damage. Okay, so and that's what you're going to need because they just do really a lot of damage. So my assumption is 17.6 was put there specifically for people to get Urahara, and that's why they give you shards for him. I got shards for him every time, just pretty much every time I was drawing in a Soul Jade, I was getting shards for him. They do that. The first one they did that for was Sengetsu. Once I got Sengetsu, I started getting Urahara shards. So now I'm getting and I got Urahara shards, and I got him. So I assume in a little while they'll probably roll out shards for somebody else. Wouldn't surprise me if it turns out to be this other 150 we got, Mr. Shinji. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if he turns out to be the next one that you will get the actual shards for when you do a Soul Jade summon. Okay, so that's what it is. So it's pretty good. Game is still free to play. This is just here if you want to get her. You'll get her at 50 if you go free. Just make sure you get to level 50. At level 50, you will have 50 shards because you get 10 shards at each 10, and then you'll be able to combine her. If you want to use her as one of your primary characters, then if you purchase it for $24.99, then you'll be able to get a bunch of shards for her. You will get her immediately. The very first time, your very first experience point level, you will get 50 shards to build her, and then every 10 you will get another 25 shards. So you'll be able to get her at least up to a 5-star, maybe 4 or 5-star, which would make her very powerful for your team if you're just starting out. So it's something to consider. But to be serious, you need UR characters. So I would wait until they give something in the UR format, either Omni Shards or what. This goes for 55 days, I think it was. So I'll see what Season 2, maybe Season 2 will be a UR character, or maybe they'll get some Omni Shards or something. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's just not for me, but it might be the thing for some people. But I just wanted to go ahead and post a video on that and show you what my status was and where I'm at. So I'm still having fun playing the game. One of the things you want to focus on, and you should be focusing on when you get to these places where you can't progress, is start working on awakening your equipment. That's a very important thing. I'm starting to awaken the equipment. Also, War Souls. Make sure you start focusing on the War Soul, Heroic War Soul. Get that up as well because these gives main buffs to your team. So you want to start focusing on that as well. And just make sure that you can get that War Soul up as far as you can. And then once you do that, you can start working on the other War Souls. I'm not really focusing on any War Souls unless it's a gold War Soul. I want to make sure that it's a gold. Okay, not focusing on any of the purples or the rares or the rares or epics. Only doing them on the SSR. The max, these are the max. So as I get these, I'll be utilizing those, and I'll cripple be bringing those up. But you can do the Heroic War Soul because that's a good advantage, giving a buff to your entire team. Ichigo's is just great. It increases attack by 3% for all characters. That's just ridiculous. So it's definitely why I'm able to 3-star a lot of those things, and you definitely need it. So the buffs are there. I'm not too happy with Yamato's. It increases accuracy. Not something to do, but I do like his attack and death by 2 for all characters. So look at the ones in there and pick the ones that you want, um, and go from there. I'm not too happy with yours. We'll have to see what his is. His Heroic Warriors when I unlock him. When you get to gold, you unlock this at gold. When you turn him orange. So yeah, so that's it. So it's good game. Liking it, having fun, getting in there, exploring things, learning things. But yeah, definitely don't neglect your your armor. Make sure you know. I know it's hard to get the awakened essences to do it, because you know it's not easy. But you know you need to awaken them and promote them. But just you know get in there and knock them down. Any little bit helps. Okay, and just have fun with the game because it's you know it's the new events up, but not something I'm going to take at. So just wanted to go ahead and give everybody an update on where I'm at. Now remember to put a like on this video. And remember to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell ding ding to be notified whenever I drop a video. So this is Kenrir with a little bit of Bleach Immortal Souls, and I am still playing it in the corner. Thanks a lot for watching.